This is an sport jacket and we have a triple problem. Shoulders are too wide, the sleeves are too long, the buttonholes are functional, so we can't really shorten them too much from the bottom. So it requires shortening from the top, but it has an elbow patch that then will go up too much if we shorten everything he needs from the top, so we kind of need to shorten a little bit from the bottom as well. But as I said, functional buttonholes are in the way. So my customer and I decided to go with a compromise. We are going to raise the shoulders, and that will by itself shorten the sleeve, but as well he needs like a good chunk of the sleeve, but we won't shorten it all. We are going to leave a little bit longer. So you know the drill. I always like to mark the most important points, and the best way to mark them is by using a thread. And as I've shown you in other videos, I prefer to kind of color code. That way I don't get confused which sleeve is which, although you shouldn't get confused about it because, it's obvious which is the front and which is the back. But that gives me the peace of mind to not have to think much. So let's remove the sleeve. These sleeves are very well sewn and I have to be really careful. And as you can see, I'm just touching the thread. Now that I remove my sleeves, I'm gonna mark exactly how much I need to raise the shoulders, and I kind of mark perpendicular to the side line, and then I mark a very nice armhole, and then I mark 1/2 inch of seam allowance. 3/8 of the inch I think is more correct, but me being coward, I prefer the 1/2 inch. So what I do is I need my sleeve to be flat, and for that I open one seam, and that way I have them open. Then I measure how much I need to shorten, which is around 2 inches and 3/4, and that's the maximum I can cut without messing up completely the elbow patches. So I measure the highest point and the lowest point. And then with these 2 points, I mark my sleeve pattern one against the other, and then I put them both together to cut them. Before I cut one and then I cut the other, but sometimes got me confused, so it's better to cut them together. That way you make sure that you are not making a mistake. And then I notch the important points before marking the lining and cutting as well. Then we have to do the usual. I close the sleeves back, and as well I close the lining, but the lining I didn't close it completely because I need one side open so I can maneuver everything. Then I'm gonna reinforce the head of my sleeve using interfacing, and then I'm gonna make a loose stitch that will allow me to ease the sleeve. And this step is crucial. You have to be pulling the thread and accommodating the head of the sleeve very gentle and very step by step. And this is more or less what you are looking for, like that kind of shape. I'm gonna raise a little bit the shoulder in the vertical way, but just a tiny bit. And then I'm gonna sew the sleeve. This step is very crucial. In this case, I start by pinning the most important point, like at the top, the bottom, but because I'm working with corduroy, which is a very heavy material, I pin it all the way. If it's wool, you can control the wool very well with your fingers, but the corduroy is really hard to control. That's why I pin it all around. My colleagues with a lot of expertise never will use that many pins. I'm gonna reinforce a little bit better the head of my sleeve using a little bit of felt. And now I'm gonna sew the top of the sleeve of the lining by machine because this is a sport jacket. If I were working with a more formal jacket, I will sew the lining by hand. I sew first one side and then I sew the other because sometimes you cannot sew all around. And of course, I'm using my pins to mark my lining. I found that this is very important. If you encounter a conflicting situation in sewing, how do you make your decisions? Please let me know in the comments. And then after I sew the lining, I just close everything and these are the result. This is the before and this is the after, and I think it's a great change. And here you go, my handsome customer wearing it. As you can see, the shoulders are very good now and the sleeves are pretty much okay. When you are doing alterations, sometimes you have to compromise and do the best you can. That's why I wanted to show this video today. If you find it useful, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell below, comment, share. Bye!